everyone. Welcome you all to this highly anticipated session on the topic Workshop on Effective Sales and Marketing Strategies for Startups. Organized by the IIC Institutional Innovation Council, JIMS, in collaboration with the Entrepreneurship Cell of JIMS, ECell. So before we dive into the event, I would like to share that Institutional Innovation Council was established on 21st November 2018 at JIMS, in conjunction of IICs by the Innovation Cell MIC and as per the norms of directives of Ministry of Education. It is established to engage large numbers of faculty students and staff in various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities such as hackathons, leadership talks, ideation, workshops, seminars and IPRs and other competitive events. We are honored to welcome Mr. Ashok Kumar Srivastava, the founder and business head of Life by Snap. He is an MBA from IIT Ghaziabad with over 30 years of experience of handling prestigious brands such as Onega, Surya Roshni, Luxor, Fast, Pilot, Office Room Superstores, RG Silver, Pearl Stand, Candy. His core competency is setting up pan-India businesses for respectable brands, establishing strong multi-channel distributions, ensuring three-days availability, affordability and acceptability for the brand, building strong MIS, organizing training and development of the programs for the team and improvement top line as well as the bottom line. Always aspire to deliver higher value as a professional. So on the behalf of IIC, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
I now request Sunny to kindly present a partner to our esteemed guest as a token of without further ado, I invite Mr. Ashok to take the stage and enlighten us with his insights.
Today's session is very exciting and interesting session for each one of you. So my request is get involved into this because it can be a real good tool for you once you pass out. It can be a great learning for you. So I will not just only talk about sales and marketing. How a successful startup can be built because Live Planet, which I am running as a founder, I am also trying to set up this as a startup and just a 2-year-old story and I started from the scratch and today Levi's Planet, if you type on the Google, Levi's Planet will come on the top. First name which will come Levi's Planet. We are into consulting, training and coaching. So today's session is a motivational session for each one of you. I am sure you guys will enjoy it. Here, the focus will be on the sales and marketing aspect of startup. Because the topic says, the topic which was given to me was successful sales and marketing strategies for a startup. So we will be talking about a startup, but the focus will be on sales and marketing. Okay. So read this slide. What it says, who you are is not important. Who am I is not important. What you do is important. If you do great work, people will come. So me and you are not important. What we do will become important. We only remember people who have delivered some great value. Be it business, be it education, be it any field, be it sports. You remember only Rohit and Virat Kohli. Why? Because they did a great job for the nation. And they are still doing that. Okay. Now startup is all about a seed. You get an idea plant that seed, and then the seed becomes a plant, and you see it growing as a plant. Many times, see, you will be surprised that 3,000 brands have been launched in India in the last couple of years, and only probably 300 brands are surviving. Only 10% is the survival rate in startup business. So, if 100 people go and set up a startup, only 10 people will make an impact. So, we move forward. This slide will give you an inspiration that startup is like this. Each one of you have the potential in your mind to create some value. आप सबके अंदर वो ईश्वर ने शक्ति दी है कि आप कुछ क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, खाली आपको अपनी ऑब्जर्वेशन अच्छी रखनी होगी, और आगे जैसे हम पढ़ेंगे तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग. नाउ द स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोसेस टू स्केल इन इंडिया. Scale in India in the sense, I am presuming that we are setting up a startup, and now when we talk about sales and marketing, that means we are already there and we want to build a brand. So how to scale? So first and foremost is you have to define a problem. Understand that without a problem there is no business. Every business either solves the problems, it gives you pleasure, or it removes your pain. When you go and buy some product, either it gives you pleasure or it solves you some problem. So first thing which starts is the problem. Then once you have identified the problem, you will go to the solution. Once you have developed the solution, a product or a service or anything, then you have to validate it. So what test marketing, which we call test marketing. Take a small sample and test it, validate it. What you feel is important, whether the customer for whom you have made, he feels equally the same or not. Then assess your target customer, which I call ICP, Ideal Customer Profile. You can't make product for everyone. So you have to be very clear for whom you are targeting. Any business with why businesses fail, I will share that also. So later on, if you want to start up your own startup, it will be very helpful for you. You can give job to yourself, don't worry. If you don't get a job, you can give job to yourself. Startup is all that. So, analyze the competition. Once you have done, you have identified the problem, you have worked out the solution, you have validated the solution, and you have now identified your ideal customer also. Then you have to understand that who else is trying to help that customer. Which are other brands, they are trying to solve the same problem. Unless you know that, you will not be able to deliver better than the competition. Then you have to rapidly grow the business. So we will focus on areas which are highlighted with green are really important. Identifying the problems and validating your solution. Entrepreneur का mindset कैसा होता है? How is the mindset of entrepreneur? The journey of a successful startup is not a straight line. It is an exhilarating and a deeply personal experience. Don't think that a startup is a very easy thing to do. Probably it is one of the most difficult things to do, but yet it is highly challenging. So, the entrepreneur's mindset is a mindset which is very solution oriented. You have to become solution oriented if you really want to become entrepreneur. By solving small problems, not necessarily that you develop a rocket science or something. Basic issues in life, if you start solving on a day-to-day basis, you develop that software in your head. So you have to think about others, you have to think about value creation. Entrepreneur, if you want to become entrepreneur, you can become entrepreneur, but you have to change your approach towards life. You have to become more observant, observe what is happening around you. That's how you will identify the problem. And once you have identified the problem, 50% job has been done. Then automatically you will figure out the solution. Okay. Mindset of a successful startup marketeer. Now this presentation is all about a mindset which we should have. Suppose we have built up a startup, then what kind of mindset I should have in my team people who can accelerate my growth. So you don't have to get carried away by corporate marketing. Because if you will get carried away with the AI and all these news which are coming and all this digital space which is growing, you will get lost. What is more important is you must cool down, look within and see what you enjoy doing. It doesn't matter what are you studying. There are people who have done engineering and they are doing something else in life. There are people who have done medicine and they are not a doctor anymore, they are doing something else. So you excel in the area of your interest, not in the area where you have studied. Now, the seed of an idea. It all starts with a problem. The most successful venture begins with a pain or a problem that needs solving. So if you can identify a problem, you can definitely build up a startup. So once you have identified the problem and you have developed an idea, then try to validate that idea. Your idea is a hypothesis, not a fact. You need to test it. Listen to your target audience, be ready for your idea to change or even fail. Pivot, don't quit. If your idea fails, that does not mean that you have failed. No, you have not failed. Your idea has failed. Change the idea. You as an individual will never fail. So never get this feeling that I have failed. No, you have not failed. Your idea has failed. You can pick up a new idea. Don't quit. Because you will only fail when you quit. You as an individual, in life also, will only fail when you quit. As long as you are there in the game, it doesn't matter. You can change the game, you can change the idea, you can change the product, you can do whatever you want to do, but keep doing something or the other. Now, next important thing is in a startup, you need to have a team. Alone, no umpire can be built. If I want to create Live by pan-India operation, I can't do it alone. I have to have team. I have to have people to work with me. So once you decide you have identified a problem, you have worked out a product, you have validated your product, you have identified your customer also, then the most important thing is to have a set of 2-3 important people in the team. Have 1 or 2 co-founders, have some employees, build a whole team. Your success will depend upon the team which you choose. Then the culture which you build in the organization. Be a leader, not a boss. You don't need to become a boss. You have to be a leader. The difference between a leader and a boss is that leader thinks about others before thinking about himself. So if I have set up a company and I have 2-3 people associated with me during my startup, it is my responsibility to ensure that they enjoy what they do. If they will enjoy what they do, my company will do well. The hustle and the heart. Heart and the hustle, both are important. Unless you have a heart into your hustle, it will not go well. अगर आप दिल से कोई काम नहीं करोगे तो उसमें आपको सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगी. चाहे वो पढ़ाई हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी काम. दिल जरूर साथ में रखना चाहिए. दिमाग और दिल दोनों जब साथ में काम करते हैं तभी सक्सेस मिलती है. So building a business is not a sprint. It's a marathon of sprints. Embrace the hustle. Be ready for a long hour, setbacks and moments of self-doubt. Start connecting to your why. Your why should be very big, bigger than you. Why are you on this planet? That has to be clear to you. The day your why gets clear, and the bigger your why, the better will be your present. Then I can tell you, it doesn't matter who you are. As I told you in the beginning, you are not important. What you do will become important. So choose the right things and move ahead in life. Rejection is just a redirection. You will never fail in life. It's only here you fail. So never have this feeling that you have failed. No, you will never fail. Your actions may fail, your strategies may fail, your product may fail, but you will still not fail as long as you are continuously doing something or the other. Stay in the game. The startup challenge, you will be shocked that 90% of startups fail, often due to poor sales and marketing. Execution. It's all about execution. Today everybody knows what is sales and marketing. Most of the people, you go on the internet, you go on the YouTube, a whole lot of information is available. It's up to you that how you utilize that information and move ahead in life. So, if I study startups, 90% of startups fail. because of poor sales and marketing. Limited budgets demand creativity. Because when I start, suppose you want to start, two, three guys join together and they want to set up a company. You set up a small food company. Say, so suppose you started making momos. You launched a brand and created momos, good quality momos, veg momos, non-veg momos. But you will have limitations of fund to begin with. You will not have money to advertise them right and center. So you have to be very creative with less money, how you can make impactful advertising. Today with digital marketing, a lot of good things can be done with less budget. Winning customers early decides the startup future. Suppose you have decided to launch a momo brand, you can call it any brand, you can call it Hong Kong momo or Singapore momo, you brand it and launch it. And you package it well, price it well. The market is operating the veg momo at 60 bucks, you price it at 50 bucks. If the market is selling non-veg momo at 90, you price 70 bucks or 80 bucks. And give the quality what 90 bucks was giving, better quality than that. You see, you will be successful. So having right product, right target and right alignment of sales and marketing is very important. We will discuss sales and marketing strategy, we will discuss ideal customer profile, and we will make you a good, by the time this presentation is over, you guys will be confident of starting your own business. Okay. Why startup fail? These are the basic three reasons why startup fail. Misfit product. They have identified the problem correctly, but the solution which they got was not the right. So your product selection was not the right. So misfit product can be one reason. The other reason is mistargeting. You are making momos and targeting elderly people. So you will fail. Because momos basically is now teenagers and Gen Z is going for momos. So you must know the product is designed for whom. So your customer clarity has to be there. So mistargeting can also be the reason for failure. Then misalignment. Sales is talking something else and marketing is talking something else. There is no alignment. Brand positioning is something else and sales guys are talking something else. So behavior, a brand is suppose I have launched a premium brand, my sales guy is not wearing proper clothes. So he is not presenting my brand as a premium brand. So it is not aligned. So as a founder, I have to see that my team, if I am selling a premium luxury product, then I have to ensure that my team wears luxury. They look like a luxury buyer selling luxury products. They must wear good clothes. They must carry themselves accordingly. So alignment missing. Now finding your footing. Product market fit, as I tell you, if you can achieve these two things, ideal customer profile and the right product. If you can marry these two things, product and the customer, you will be successful. So identifying your ideal customer is very important. Identify a problem, then you must know that I have identified this problem for a set of customers. Your problem cannot be universal. Because maybe I don't have that problem, somebody else has that problem. So you must be very clear that what problem you are identified and who is your customer for whom you are identifying the problem. Use quick surveys. These days Google Forms are available for quick surveys. Feedback loops and real conversation you can do with customers. All founders they do take their place, that kind of thing. Understanding market trends needs the competitor analysis. You must do competition analysis also. Develop a strong value proposition. See, this diagram clearly says that your product is one, your market is the other. Where it is intersecting, this is your target customers and this is the place where you have to focus. So this whole market is not yours. The product is also not for whole market. Where they are crossing each other, that is the area where your product market fit is identified. Right? So if I have created momos, then my students, my youngsters, they are here. And my product is momo, which is also suiting, so it becomes a fit and it gets a name. I'll give you an example. I stay in Noida. So there is in Noida, I stay in sector 45. There is one 46 sector where there is a office shop. If whole, you enter a shop, there is a small veranda. In one corner, he has given to a young boy. He's a 16-year-old boy. And he has created a brand called Cardamom. Okay. And he makes very good quality momos. He comes at around 4ish in the evening and he remains there till about 8 o'clock, 8:39. 4 to 5 hours he is there. He sells non-veg momos and veg momos. He is there on Swiggy, Zomato, everywhere. 16-year-old boy. 60 rupees he sells the veg momo, 90 rupees non-veg momo, fried momo, normal momos. And whatever stocks he brings is over by 7:38. Packs his bag, closes his shop and goes. And he does a sale of 10,000 rupees a day. 16-year-old boy. That means 3 lakh rupees a month. Then if you take out his cost of operation 1 lakh, he is taking 2 lakh rupees a month. The brand is it. Now if you multiply, he can become a billionaire. He has 100 such outlets, with low cost outlets, one man generating 3 lakh rupees. You can imagine what business he is doing. And he will get funding also, you never know. One fine day he will become a Zomato or a Swiggy, if he has that vision. Even if he doesn't have that vision, he is doing exceedingly well for himself. In the morning he goes to college. Building a unique value proposition. What makes your product stand out? Communicate benefits, not features. Understand this, that you don't have to communicate benefit, not the features. Suppose I want to sell any product. Like I want to sell a writing instrument, I want to sell a pen. So I don't have to talk about the features of my pen. I would only have to generate that feeling within you that how will you feel once you hold my pen in your hand. Because you buy only when you are emotionally charged to buy anything. Even if I tell you my pen has got this thing, he does that, it writes well, it does this, it does that, it doesn't make any excitement. But if I somehow touch your inner chord and I say that, oh, you will have a warm feeling when you hold this pen in your hand. And once you put it in your pocket, everybody will see. That is more. So you have to communicate. Look at Zomato. Example I am giving Zomato. Zomato says never have a bad meal again. Never have a bad meal again. This is their tagline. Never have a bad meal again. So they are just saying that about the quality of the meal which you are going to have. मतलब आपको खराब खाना कभी नहीं मिलेगा अगर आप Zomato से ऑर्डर करें. That's what they are saying. So they are also communicating the end benefit. Then there are 4 P's of marketing you guys must have already studied. You are in second year. So product must be solve a real problem. The product must solve a real problem. Build MVP. When I say MVP, minimum value product. So when you launch a business, the first product will be a no-frill product. You can go to the market directly. If required, if you don't have a team, you can do yourself and test it in the market. If you like it, then go back to your workshop and develop a new product. Price has to be dynamic. It cannot be fixed. Suppose I launch a product at 70 rupees when suddenly my customer starts telling me that your prices are higher. The next month is selling at 60, so I have to change my price. Dynamic. It can go up, it can go down. Value-based pricing is very important. What is value? You don't buy price. You don't pay price. You exchange value with price. You don't buy products, you buy value. And कैसे sale होती कैसे? How we do purchase? When we go, suppose I am going to buy a shirt and I go to a store and I see a brand. I don't know the brand, but the product looks good. And the moment I see the product, the perception of that product price comes into my mind. That this shirt should be somewhere around, if it is around 2,000 bucks, it might say good shirt. When I check the price, he says 1,500 bucks. So I will immediately buy it because I had rated the product higher than what the price was offered. So the value which I created in my mind was 2,000. But when I was told that it is 1,500, I will buy it. Supposedly, he would have placed the price at 3,000, I would have bought it. Because I had created only 2,000 value of that shirt and the price is 3,000, I will not buy it. promotion place, go digital first. I mean, if you, today is the best time to launch a startup. A 16-year-old boy or 13-year-old boy can create a startup. In fact, better startup than a senior guy like me. Because when I did my MBA, even the computers had not arrived. I passed out way back in 1987. Computers had just arrived. There were no emails. You used to send documents by courier or by post. Then gradually when we started working, email came, software came, then obviously things started moving. You must have read this AIDA model, where advertising is all about AIDA. If you understand this, you know advertising. You don't have to read books. Just understand AIDA. A is for awareness. Grab attention with creative campaigns. The first job of a good advertising campaign is to attract. So if you know the first A, which is you have to create attention, awareness, then interest. Your I is interest. You have to create that interest, educate and engage. That D is desire. Once you have created awareness, created interest, then the desire gets created in the consumer's mind. And then finally that desire leads to action. Action is when he goes and buys the product. So the advertising strategy for a startup has to be based on this, which is a very old principle, but still it works. Are you understanding what I am saying? Okay. So the first you have to create awareness, interest, desire and action. Automatically it will lead to action. If you are able to do the first AID correct, then the last A will automatically happen. Then there is a lead marketing funnel where you create awareness, acquisition, activation, retention, revenue and referral. Your end objective is to generate revenue. But how it will come? First you have to acquire, create awareness about your product, then acquire customers, then keep them activated, then you have to retain the customer, then the moment your customer is there, the revenue will start flowing, then you have to get referrals from the customers who are happy, they will bring in more customers. So focus on reference and repeat business. Use analytic tools to measure each stage. These days there are analytic tools available to measure each and everything. You can measure how many people have seen your ad, you can measure how many people have purchased your product, you can also measure how many people have not purchased your product, what was the total number of people who saw your ad, how many people have converted, you can understand the ROI of your advertising. Now, when it comes to digital first, if you are setting up a startup, you have to go digital first because it is the way forward now. Because the new generation is having a smartphone in their hand, and you can reach every nook and corner of the country if you go digital. Now, in digital, what all you can do? You can, in digital, if you see this slide, if you see social media storytelling, Instagram, you all know Instagram, LinkedIn, influencer collaboration, most of the brands are built through influencers. Then this is search engine optimization. If you use certain, there is a strategy to use this search engine optimization. All the brands who recruit digital marketing executives, they are trained on search engine optimization and search engine marketing. Now the difference between search engine optimization and search engine marketing is that search engine optimization is unpaid. You don't have to pay anything for that. Search engine marketing is a paid marketing. The ads which you see on YouTube or on Google, they are all paid. But if you do search engine optimization, like if you type Live by Planet on your phone, the spelling which I write, Live by Planet, no other brand will come. Only my brand will pick up. I will pick. Whatever I do, you will get to know about me every day. So digital first is the strategy. There are so many things you can do in digital media. You have to create good content about your brand. We will discuss about a successful brand to understand sales and marketing of startup. We will take an example of a very successful brand. Let me proceed. Please product need storytelling. Sales and distribution matters. Building a strong customer relationship is very important. These are few sales strategies. Now, early stage focus, product market fit and value. Deeply understand your ideal customer and target niche. So you have to start small, focus on a niche and know your customer well. That's the first thing with a sales guy should do. Focus on value-based and consultative selling. You don't have to push your sale. Sale never happens when you go and sell the product. So a good salesman is a guy who never sells. So in order to become a good salesman, you have to understand the buying more than selling. Doesn't pushes the product, rather the customer chases that salesperson because he has created that desire and interest in the mind of that customer. That if you don't buy my product, you are missing on something great. Right? Then offer incentive of early adapters, sales execution process, define clear smart goals and KPIs, develop a repeatable sales process, choose the right sales motion, inbound, outbound. Now there are two ways of selling. One is you can do inbound selling where you handle all the inquiries which are coming to you through your website, or you are going directly to the customer through your mail, email, or WhatsApp, or through other communication. There are two ways you can generate customers. One is customer coming to your, and the other is you are going to get customers. So the ideal approach, focus more on inbound, create desire so that the customer comes to you. So the ideal strategy is more inbound, less outbound. Outbound is push strategy, inbound is pull strategy. Now is the sales strategy that work for startup. Leverage customer testimonial and case studies, prioritize customer retention and happiness, implement a referral program, embrace sales and marketing automation, startup specific advice, founder-led sales first, focus on delivery and trust. Founder has to be, you can say, the guy who takes initiative and he is the first one to go and sell. Then the slide is alignment. As I told you, the sales and marketing has to be aligned. Sales, we call it as marketing. When we say that sales and marketing, unless these two are aligned, you will not get the right result. So, smart sweet, as marketing sweet spot, alignment is good. Sales goal, MQL, marketing qualified leads. Then you have sales qualified leads. Both are equally important. Marketing team generates lead and it forwards to the sales team. Finally, sales guy is the word. So the shared goal is there. Revenue generation, both teams are accountable for the same ultimate outcome. Sales is also aiming for revenue and marketing is also guiding sales team to generate revenue. So they have to go hand in hand. People think that sales is a separate department, marketing is a separate department. That is completely wrong. Both the departments are highly integrated. A good sales guy can be only sales guy if he understands marketing. A good marketing guy is only a marketing guy once he understands sales. Call to action, schedule weekly as marketing meeting. If you have a sales team, even if you have 3 people, one sales, one marketing, every week they have to meet together. Storytelling and brand building. Storytelling is very important. You see, creates emotional connection and reliability, builds trust, credibility, and authenticity, differentiates the brand, drives internal alignment, accelerates customer engagement and loyalty. Right? Significance of brand building for startups. Increase recognition and memorability. Sets the foundation for trust, justifies higher perceived value, attracts customers and investors, provides a competitive edge. Okay. Now, scaling strategy, moving beyond the early adapter. Now you have come to the scaling stage, you have set up everything, you have done sales and marketing, you have to scale up your business. Channel means doubling channel. Channel doubling, invest heavily in the channel which broke your first 1 million in revenue. जिस चैनल से आपको पहला 1 million आता है revenue, उस चैनल पे आपको फोकस करना है, ऑटोमेशन करना है, यूज टूल्स फॉर ईमेल सीक्वेंसेस, लीड स्कोरिंग एंड कस्टमर सर्विस टू हैंडल इंक्रीज वॉल्यूम, पार्टनरशिप, एक्सप्लोर स्ट्रेटेजिक alliances for co-marketing with non-competitors. Now you have to do alliances also. You have to also get partners who are non-competitors. You don't have to go to your competition. You have to go to people who are not your competitor, but they can be of some value to you. You get to partnership also, automation. tenantability. These are the three things which you have to do to scale up your company. Now there are some growth hacking ideas with examples. Like there is a brand called Dropbox. They invent referral initiatives. For referrals, they have given incentives to referrals. Like if you refer Dropbox to someone, you get incentivized. So that is how they have built their brand. Then Yaka is influencer driven again. Then you have Cred, this is gamified user engagement. They have gamified their user engagement. They have made software so attractive that it incites people to use it. Then Bolt is another brand which is very successful. They went digital first, affordable and fashionable lifestyle branding. Now we will move to some common mistakes you guys have to avoid if you want to start the startup. You have ignoring market trends. You don't have to ignore market trends. Lack of product market fit. Poor financial management and running out of cash. You have to be very careful. Don't increase your overhead if you want to start your business. You should be cash rich. Team and co-founder issue. This should not happen in your organization. Your team and co-founder has to help. So be very careful while picking up people in your organization. Scaling too quickly. If you scale too quickly, that can also be dangerous because you will not be able to sustain that kind of growth. Improper pricing is also a mistake. Ignoring customer feedback, neglecting legal and regulatory requirements, lack of clear sales and marketing strategy. Now, these are some of the mistakes which has to be avoided. If you can just avoid these things, avoid these 8 things, you will not fail in your startup. So this is the other side of looking at it. What you want to do is important, but what you should not do is equally important. Key takeaways, very small, very clear, very simple. Start small, scale fast. Innovate, don't imitate. No need to imitate anyone. Create your own innovation. Build trust before sales. If you can build trust in, you don't fall. Adapt, analyze and act continuous. Continuous action is like bicycling. As long as you pedal, your cycle is in motion. The moment you stop pedaling, you will fall. Irrespective of your brand strength. Summary, your startup action plan. First, validate. Nail down your ideal customer profile and value proposition first. So first and foremost, you have to validate what you want to do and why you want to do it. Is it really sensible or not? Then track, master your LTV, long-term customer value, and your cost of customer education, the cost of customer. This is actually CAC, it's not LAC, it's CAC. LTV is not LAC, it is CAC, cost of customer. Customer acquisition cost. Align, implement the basic as marketing program which I shared with you. Focus, invest 80% of your resources in the 20% activities that actually generate revenue. This is very interesting. You must have read about Pareto principle. How many of you know about Pareto principle? 80-20. 80-20 principle आपको पता है या नहीं पता है? पता है नहीं अभी? आपकी लाइफ में आपके 20% एक्शन आपको 80% सेटिस्फैक्शन देते हैं। बाकी जो 80% आप काम करते हैं वो वैल्यू लेस है। केवल 20% आप अपने दिन का ऑडिट कर लीजिएगा। सुबह उठने के बाद रात को सोने के पहले आपने कौन-कौन से काम किए जिससे आपको सबसे ज़्यादा वैल्यू मिली। वो मुश्किल से 2 या 3 काम होंगे और आपने पूरे 24 घंटे निकाले। वो अगर आप वो जो चीज़ से आपको वैल्यू आ रही है उसमें आप टाइम बढ़ा दें तो लाइफ कैन चेंज। On inspirational quotes and last, this is the last slide for this presentation. Then I will just share a small case study which will be very exciting. Every moment in business happens only once. Like maybe you guys are sitting in front of me and it may not get repeated. Because I am also equally busy and never know we will meet again or not. So you guys must take some out of me here. Brilliant thinking is rare, but courage is rarer. Brilliant thinking is rare, but courage is rarer. Startup is all about courage. Unless you have courage, you can't achieve anything. Monopoly is the condition of every successful business. Right? defining your impact. Finally, profit is the measure of success, but impact is the legacy. Think about the positive change you want to create in the world. Are you solving a social problem or a commercial or an environmental issue? Integrate your social mission into your business from the start. Your business can be a force for good. That's the real power of entrepreneurship. Okay. Now let us do a case study of both. Okay, we'll finish in time. What is the time where we have to finish this? आपका क्लास ही कितने बजे तक चलता है? 12:10. Okay, just 5 minutes. Right? So a case study of a successful. आप लोगों ने बोर्ड का नाम सुना है? From a simple problem to a lifestyle brand. Motivational case study है. Mr. Aman Gupta was an employee. He used to work with JIMS. For 10 years he worked as an employee. Then he resigned from there and launched his new brand called Board. He is Aman Gupta and the other partner is here. Samir and Aman. These are the two guys who started this brand. They started with 30 lakh capital. Both of them they combined with 30 lakh. And today it is 3,000 plus. Not much time, only 23 years old. Okay. They identified the problem. उन्होंने क्या problem identify की? In the mid 2010s, the Indian market for audio accessories was a tale of two extremes. या तो बहुत महंगे सामान मिलते थे या unbranded सामान मिलते थे. Either they were iPhone, Bose, JBL, these kind of brands which were expensive, or they were local Chinese brands which were unbranded. So they were not that trustworthy option. So there were only two extremes. Either you had expensive products in the market or you had unbranded stuff in the market. So there was a space they identified in going. Aman Gupta's insight has a simple yet crucial solution, a durable brand charging cable for iPhone. पहला प्रोडक्ट ही उन्होंने वही लॉन्च किया था iPhone पर केबल. This was very economical compared and it had a great look. It was white in color. It was quite jazzy. So what happened? But as a lifestyle, they did jump straight into headphone. Their first product was a simple yet crucial solution, a durable branded charging cable for iPhone. The standard Apple cable was very expensive. By solving this common problem with a quality product at a reasonable price, they built initial trust. Then came the Bose heads. They launched the headphones. From the very beginning, they positioned themselves not just as a product, but as a lifestyle brand for their customers. This approach allowed them to gather direct feedback and understand what their audience really wanted. Not just a device, but a fashionable accessory that expressed their ideas. Then from cable to audio, they moved from cable to audio. And in a very short span, having validated their approach, they pivoted to the audio segment where the real opportunity was. Their initial earphone product like the Bass Heads series became an instant hit. Then they started marketing and branding. You know what they did? They didn't waste money on traditional TV ads. Instead, they focused on digital marketing, social media, and influencer collaboration. Aspirational but affordable. They created a brand which became aspirational yet affordable. Board's marketing made their product feel aspirational, but their pricing made them accessible. This was a critical formula. This is their sales strategy, marketing strategy. Sales and marketing strategy. There are 5 steps you can understand what Board is doing. Lifestyle branding and positioning, digital first and social media focus, celebrity and influencer marketing, product and pricing strategy, multi-channel and data-driven approach. This is their sales and marketing of Board in one slide. Okay. And the other thing is, as I told you, if you want to create impact, you have to link your brand with some social message. Now, our Prime Minister was talking about Make in India program. So Board took advantage of Make in India program, and as they scaled, they also aligned themselves with the National Make in India initiative. They launched a campaign on Make in India. This is not only earned them government support and goodwill, but also built strong emotional connection with Indian consumers who wanted to support a home-grown brand. See that the ad says manufactured in China is across India. This was their caption. I'll share some of the ads which they did on digital media. You can have a look. To what floats your boat? Look at the way the guy has written boat. that itself is highly creative. If you write board like this, only one brand comes. A1 since day one. Small messages. So the mindset of a champion. They hired, who is this guy? They hired Shekhar Dhawan also. So these are some of their campaigns. Very few of them, there are many more. So what I put together, I brought it here. So result was final result is what? From idea to impact. Boat was an idea, it became an impact. You will be shocked that it is one of the greatest brands in India, created by Indians, within India. Now it is globally available, moving ahead across India. Market leader in just a few years, Boat went from a startup to the number one audio brand in India. Keep throwing global brands. Global recognition, they became one of the top 5 variable brands in the world in terms of sheer numbers which they sell. Cultural impact. Boat is just selling product, Boat created a cultural phenomenon. They proved that an Indian brand can be cool, trendy and successful, inspiring a new generation of entrepreneurs to build for India from India. In one slide, you will understand what Boat did as a startup. Observe, as I told you in the beginning, observe, solve, create a brand, and scale. Even a charging cable can spark a wave. Boat is a history. They started with the charging cable and became such a big brand. The example of Boat shows how a company can find a clear problem. This video, just go back. The example of Boat shows how a company can find a clear problem, validate its solution, build a strong community around a brand identity, and achieve massive impact. Now, this is the last line conclusion for you guys. I would like you guys to be like this. Now is the time to apply this knowledge. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Start small and learn fast. The world is full of problems waiting for your unique solution. Go out there, be bold and turn your idea into impact. Thank you very much.